when we research an event or a person of the past, there is great value going back and looking at an event or looking at a person in their lives with new perspectives. We always go back and we look somehow with the eyes from the decade we live in. And we might find new information about that character or about that event. And I think the ultimate goal is to understand the society we live in, or to understand like historic phenomena that might be repeated while we live. Well, obviously, the biggest challenge is the resources. There are the secondary resources, what we call like someone else has written about it, and there are the primary resources in which, as a researcher, you go and you look at a manuscript or at a journal, and you have to know where they are, and that might mean you might need to travel. In my case, I had to go back to Europe, and then even when you locate those manuscripts, you don't know in what language they might be in. You might not be able to speak the language, or you might not even be able to identify the words. Sometimes it depends on the writing. So yeah, and always you go there and something that you had been expected to be a whole, you might find out that there are pages missing or that part of it has been destroyed. So you go, you travel, you have all the biggest hopes, but you are ready to change your plan if needed. Well, the composers I am studying about right now, actually a musicologist had to go to the archives of the city and find out when they were born, where they lived, when did they die. And I found that very interesting, because like we think that someone else has written the history for us while we just like influence it. And on the other side, he has never seen those composers with the perspectives of the wind band medium. He just tried to find as much as he could for their lives. So my research is influencing his research somehow. I think what University of Nebraska is offering for the doctorate level is that I want to be both a performer and a scholar. I didn't want to have a classic PhD in which I would be only writing. I want to be part of concerts. I want to be playing in ensembles. I want to be conducting ensembles. And at the same time, I want to get a doctorate. So University of Nebraska is offering that. So you can be both a performer and a researcher. That was one of the biggest attractions before coming here. Actually, when I came here, I realized that many of the professors are very open-minded and they are very helpful into what you want to research. So they are guiding you, but they don't eliminate on something you want to do if they don't have the knowledge. They are just there to support you and learn also from you. I would say the last thing which I used this year were the grants. I got a Hickson Lead and Glencorf School of Music College grant for research activity. So I was able to travel and go back to the archives and the museums in Europe and actually be able to finish my research. And I think that is a great opportunity for other people in the future too. Well, I think what many people, and me too, haven't realized when they step into it is that you gather so much information and sometimes you cannot use it all. Like, I feel like this is my first step for my academic career, which will be finished in probably 30 years from now. So you just open doors and then you are deciding what you are going to use its time for, its publication, for an article, but you have all that information behind that you always go back and look for something new. So it's like a pool that you get information, you get resources, and then you use the ones you need. Especially for my case, I have so much resources that I may not end up using because it is just a document, so it needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. But I will definitely do that for future publications.